Hey everyone, it's Mr. H, the speech path at Brook Valley.
And Mrs. Cloud, the occupational therapist. And today we are going to show you how to make your own sensory box and how you can use that sensory box. So for ours today, some of the materials you'll need, plastic container, just a shoebox size. If you don't have that, you can also use a regular shoebox depending on the material you use. Or if you have a big bowl, and if you don't have any container, you can honestly use a plastic bag, it would work too. And then just some kind of filler. So we have dry beans. You can use rice, cut up straws, water beads. You can even go outside and collect some grass and leaves and dirt to put in your container. You can use sand. There's a lot of different stuff you can use. I would recommend I would keep the beans and if you use pasta, rice, keeping it dry and not cooking it because you can keep your bin for quite a while if you just keep it dry. So we're going to use beans, and I'm just going to pour these in the container. Very, very simple. So this is going to provide a lot of sensory input. So tactile input, visual. If your child has a lot of issues with tactile sensations, just getting them used to the different textures, and it allows them to interact with what you're using too.
And we're also going to have miniature objects to put inside our sensory bin. So this is really good to work on following directions, so you can have your child work on finding different common objects. If you don't have these objects at home, you can also use pictures. These are just picture cards that you can get from Amazon or just the store. You can even print off your own pictures on a printer and just put different pictures in there, so it doesn't have to be objects. You can also use magnetic letters if your child is working on identifying letters. It's a good little activity to put different letters in and have them find it as well.
And you, while working on just the sensory piece of it, you're also working on some different fine motor skills depending on what you're using when they're picking up the objects that are in there. You can also work on things like scooping and dumping, using utensils to pick up and then dump them into another container. And then also your visual motor skills. So like Mr. Harder said, you're searching for the objects. You're also visually scanning for the objects that are in the box. So there's just a lot of skills you can use this for. And like I said, you can continue to use it over and over.
And as you're finding the objects, this is a really good opportunity to work on just describing. So you can, for example, I found a turtle. So you can talk about, where turtles live, kind of facilitating those WH questions. You can talk about that it's green and that a turtle has a hard shell. So it's a really nice opportunity to kind of expand your child's language skills and kind of develop those expressive language skills.
And another thing too, depending on the material you're using, and usually it works better with a more flat container, but you can have them use their finger or a pencil or a utensil to write out letters. It works really good, especially with things like rice and sand. So with working on your letter identification, you can also have them spell out the letters too.
And if your child has a communication device or a core word board, this is a good opportunity to work on different core words. So you can work on the core word put. So you can, when you're putting the beans in or putting the objects in, you can say, put the beans in, or even working on, the word like. So if they're really smiling and laughing and enjoying the activity, you can really emphasize the core word like. Or you could even do different phrases. So you could say, I like that, or I like it, to kind of expand beyond just the one word phrase level. All right, I think that's all we have for you today. So we hope you find this activity fun and engaging with your child.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Bye.